Hello, here we are again with Mookie Tenembaum. We are exploring through this ongoing series of videos his philosophy, his disillusionism, and his misalgic theory about human behavior as a way of avoiding or preventing suffering. And we are going to speak today about a state that everyone knows in which suffering does not occur. It is the state we enjoy every day when we sleep. So we will look at sleep from a disillusionist point of view.
Well, I have to begin saying that you said we enjoy. We really enjoy when we wake up, because while we're sleeping, we feel nothing. In fact, sleep is the closest thing to death. There is really not too much difference between sleeping and dying, and being dead, not dying, of course. What I'm saying is that there is no feelings at all. Of course, there is no suffering, and there is no conscience. So it's like we rehearse death every single night. And of course, some people enjoy it more than others. Because they feel better because they slept. Some not so much. The first thing that we have to know about sleeping is that this is the deepest of the three states in which we spend our lives. We sleep for let's say 7 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, depending on the person, every night. And then when we wake up, about 95% of the time, we sleepwalk. Or as I once said, I explained, it's like being on fast forward. You know, when you're watching a video on fast forward, everything is very fast, very big, and you can't differentiate between one photogram and the other. And then you have the state that I call the intentional state. Yes, you are awake both in while you sleepwalk and while you are in fast forward, and when you are in an intentional mood. Intentional mood means I do things intentionally. I have an open fork. I decide. I make a decision, a real decision. So let's go back to sleep. Let's talk about sleep again. When we go to sleep, you know, the sleep is very interesting because you are absolutely, you not only you don't suffer, you are never conscious of sleeping. When you wake up, you know you slept, yes, and when you're trying to go to sleep, you know you are going to sleep. But while you sleep, it's totally unconscious. In fact, you could always claim that in this world, there is not 8 billion people, but there is about 5.5 billion, because the other third is sleeping. So if the day has 24 hours and people sleep about 8 hours a day, maybe a little bit less, about 30% of the day, you are asleep. 30% of the population is not alive, is not engaging. So population is less than that. You can always think, you know, in the concept of sleeping as it's almost dead. Almost, of course, you wake up, you are not dead. Yes. What do you say about that, Florence?
Well, what I was going to ask you is, of course, we share, I guess, with almost every animal the physical aspect of sleeping, the energy saving, the restoring capabilities. But what you are saying might be exclusive to human beings, which is that sleep also provides a shelter, as it were, from suffering. It's a state during which not only do we rest, and this I guess every animal also does, but aside from resting, we are spared from the sufferings that the waking hours entail.
Yes, but again, you could commit suicide and have a perfect sufferless future. Yes, but again, since this is the point. It's exactly how we began this video. When you enjoy sleep, you don't enjoy sleep. You don't suffer during sleep. You don't enjoy. You have nothing. Of course, there is the exception that when you're dreaming, we know that dreams are about 9 minutes in aggregate during a night. Some people 12, some people 8, but it's not important. It's not really relevant, and mostly you don't remember that you dreamt. So there is no life while you sleep. So not suffering is really not an aim. I mean, to go to sleep. But I can tell you that sometimes you're in a terrible state, something terrible happened to you, and you are longing to sleep. In fact, in those times, you probably won't be able to sleep. Having the lack of sleep, it's a terrible thing. Insomnia is something reported by many, many people as something really, really hard. I have to confess, I have almost never experienced insomnia. And when I did, it was an exception. It was not important. People have to take all kinds of drugs to go to sleep. And here comes the issue. To sleep, you can take a drug to sleep. But people who take drugs to sleep, and I'm talking about alcohol, drugs, or sleeping pills, they say that sleep is not that good, that when they wake up is not the same. But as you say, because we need to sleep to save energy. And here comes the most important point of them all. You see, as any animal, we consume energy. The thing that we have most scarcity is energy, or at least until 100 years ago. Today, of course, energy, you can eat yourself to death. Really.
Literally.
I mean, calories are abundant. Of course, I'm not talking about 500 million people who in Africa who starve all the time, and there are starving people somewhere, but there's almost people we almost finish with starvation, and calories are abundant. Our biggest problem now is obesity. So energy is not, but still, we are still inherited from our ancestors. Unlike any other animals, we sleep to conserve energy, and this is exactly the main point of sleeping from the physical, from the I would say animal point of view.
Very well. We'll go back to this unintentional states. I guess not for sleeping, but for the other more sophisticated one you mentioned today. We will dedicate a future video to sleepwalking, to the fast forward aspect of everyday life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed the video, please like it, comment and subscribe.